What's up, everyone? This is Harold Sullivan.
And Al Pacino. No, this is Greg Ferkley.
This is the Sullivan Project podcast. What's up, Greg?
Not much, man.
What?
Not.
Not much. One day at a time, right?
Yeah, it's a slow day here at the compound. Yes, yes, the Ferkley compound. Yes.
The Berkeley compound.
Yeah.
I don't. I didn't realize how people's names could be played so many different ways. Until you started playing with it. Like I used, like Sullivan. You know,
Mm-hmm.
H.J. Sullivan.
Hey, hey, Harold, quit ferking around. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. See, I remember you
Uh-huh.
doing that years ago when I met you, and it was like all these different. I don't know what you call them. Ferkism, Ferk. I call mine
Ferking?
Sullyisms, but you had all these different names for your last name. So
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
did you? Well, what time is it so we can keep track of the podcast?
Now 6:18.
Okay.
Here, I tell you what. So you don't have to keep asking. I'll put my timer on. You
No.
want half
Okay.
an hour?
Yeah, 25 minutes. All right.
45 minutes.
Well, we go over that a little bit, but I want to make sure I don't cut off past 30. I mean,
All right.
it'll cut off past 30.
All right. All right, Allie. Hold on.
And then I'll have a second file with like a minute or two on it, which I've done
Yeah.
before. I had to experiment to see how long. Yeah, with the camera, uh, the the more the more video you get, the higher quality it is, and
Mhm.
uh, it can't upload it. Like, it just takes too much space and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got it on like standard definition, and I can get about 30 minutes. If I put it up to higher definition, I can only get 15, 10 minutes. I mean, what kind of camera is? And it's a Kodak's, or
Mhm.
Kodak. But these new cameras, I guess I just thought you could just run that sucker, 60 minutes straight or however long your card will last, right? But no, they
Mhm.
got cutoffs. So
Cutoffs.
yeah, depending on the quality of video, you get more video. Like a VHS. Remember how you could put it on and get 6 hours or 8 hours? The
So
quality.
does this mean your nipple gets blurry after 15 minutes?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'll keep talking, folks. I'll keep them talking.
Hopefully, yeah. I can't see. In case people are tuning in, I've been blind almost 2 years now, so I'm going to be doing some podcasts on that and just asking stuff. But I can't see sometimes with the camera. I don't know where the camera's aiming, so I put it down against the remote control and tilt it back,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as they see me most of the time. Yeah, and tune in, keep tuning in, cause this is life, and this is the real world here. This isn't like reality TV. That's not real.
Especially if you're a nipple fan.
Yeah. Well, this is PG-13. That's just accidental. Well, yeah, that's just accidentals once in a while.
And
But
Harold's all natural. He don't take
yeah,
steroids, let me tell you.
no, no, I'm all natural in every way, and I'm happy to be that way. Though, you know, people are always complaining, and but bigger people are complaining that they're too big. Littler people are complaining that they're too big, and it's like just be you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all different. My arms are real skinny. You can put your hands around them, but
Uh-huh.
what am I going to do about it?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Uh, what was I going to tell you? Oh, I was telling you about. I was telling you about them bad things that are being predicted to happen yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me talk about that for a couple people. Uh, so, and this actually, I had remembered. I had a dream a few months ago,
Uh-huh.
which kind of didn't make sense to me, and they say they kind of don't make sense, but this goes along with stuff that's been going on since I lost my sight. But I had like a in my third eye they call it, just where you just see something real quick. But I had this,
I know
huh?
what a third eye is.
Huh? You know what third eye is? I didn't know what one was until I was
Third eye blind.
huh?
That's that little kibasi you have between your legs is the third eye.
No, in your forehead in the middle, and it's in your head though. It's the pineal gland. There's a name for it, but it's on the back
Yeah,
of the dollar bill. Huh?
Is third eye is usually your penis.
Well, that's what God. Yeah, but and when I was a kid, I actually, I got that. Remember, I got that little mark on my one toe. It looks like a dot. That birthmark. You remember? I actually used to call that my third eye when I was a kid because I didn't. I just heard the name third eye, and I used to run around. Well, not run around, but crawl around and saying, "Hey, I got a third eye." It was on my toe. I have like a little birthmark. It's a little dot on my big toe. But no, and the third eye is just when you close. You know how you can close your eyes and you can just imagine something. You can see it almost. That's what they call your third eye. But I had a few months back. I had this just terrible, like somebody or me. I don't know, either me or somebody else being on a fire, right? But it wasn't a normal fire. It was like a red, like almost like like how in the movies lava would like you'd be like just like glowing,
Yeah.
like so it was that, and then this big bald. Felt like female, maybe I don't know. I couldn't, and I don't remember in the dream, but kind of just like jumped on me and smothered me. It was weird though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But then, like I was telling you, uh, a couple of psychics recently and other, people with that kind of whatever, are saying that things within the next few years, yeah, something bad is going to happen. And I don't know whether it's going to be just a catastrophe or man caused or what, but just our people, just like I said, just you got to cherish every second because you can't control anything. So if something happens, we're just going around da di da, and that's going to be it. So, and I don't like that either because I remembered having that. And that made me uncomfortable because that's just weird to dream of something like that. I mean, that doesn't mean it has anything to do with anything, but it brought me back to that dream, you know. And then last night, right, a couple times I quit breathing with my sleep apnea, and it was scary. I screamed out loud. I know. I think I did at least the first time or one of the times, and I can't. I'm surprised that they don't hear me. I mean, if you hear someone, it's like I'm like like it's. I don't know what if I'm just stopping breathing, but uh, that happened right last night a couple times, and then I heard this is it, and so I'm glad I'm here today because I literally thought something. I don't know. I'm glad that that was. I'm glad that didn't mean any.
Calling you home, huh?
Huh?
Thought the Lord was calling
Yeah,
you home.
because I mean, I wasn't a voice. No, it wasn't like, but it's just in my mind. You don't actually hear someone else's voice, or even I don't even hear my own when I talk in my. Everybody here talks in their head, but I don't hear a voice. It's just like talking in your head. But yeah, I literally it was like this is it, and I'm like, oh no. But I'm so glad that I caught my breath, rolled over, I relaxed, and I was okay. But yeah, I don't like that stuff. And then that reminded me of around that time whenever that I saw that fire, that when I was on fire, I also had saw a picture of a heart, or I don't know if it was mine or someone else's, but it was like right in my. I could just see like just a red heart, not like a real heart with the valves and stuff, not like a Valentine heart. Uh, but this was months and months ago when that happened, both things. And I think my grandma's passed away since then, and other people probably. So I don't know. Again, if it means anything, but that's just kind of it. It's just a little odd, you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
To see that kind
And,
of thing,
this is kind of an interesting question here.
Yeah,
So, even though you're blind now, you
yeah,
can dream and see in your dreams, right?
yeah. That's what.
That's interesting. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and this
Um,
stuff here too. Yeah, seeing that.
mm. So you probably like look forward to dreaming a lot, huh?
Yeah, and I always tell myself before I go to sleep I want to remember because it's hard to
Yeah.
remember when you wake up what you dream.
Yeah, that's our $1 million invention, man. I'd love to have something that would record your dreams.
Uh, Well, that's what I'm thinking about the time travel thing, but it wouldn't be real time travel. It'd be like kind of like quantum leap.
Mm.
It'd be a machine, but you could just go back into past lives, but you can't really go there. You're just in your mind, and you can unlock the,
Just think of
you know,
if you were born blind from birth, though.
yeah. When I
Would you?
dream,
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to
ooh,
dream.
I need to ask people. See, this is what I
Yeah.
need. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
we
See,
need another blind guy to call in, man.
yes, we need somebody who's been blind from birth uh,
Uh,
to call hit up the Sullivan Project podcast on YouTube, Harold
uh,
Sullivan 78, TikTok,
yeah,
Harold Sullivan 78, and
uh-huh.
Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. And if you want to call in, it's 724 513 1472. Yeah, because I want to know that. Because if you just dream of places that you
Yeah,
never saw, that proves things. You know, like that, you could really prove things by that we're just not making up stuff because we see it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If we never see it, then how do you
yeah.
dream about it? Because that's what I'm always like. If you never see it, how do you dream about it?
Or do you like dream like in all audio, no visual? You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
You know,
I would
never
love to know
thought
that.
about it. Just popped in my head.
I want that. I want to know that, and I also want to talk to. Out of all the podcasts, hundreds of podcasts I've listened to over the last couple of years, and they involved psychics. A lot of them. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
had twins on there. Can you believe
Twin.
that? No, nobody had twins. Like how
Uh,
that's the oldest thing is the twins. Psychics or twins are psychics, right? They can feel each other's stuff. They know when to call each like. So nobody's ever interviewed. I have not heard one. I've heard siblings, sisters, but I
so
never.
I should get Gary and Jerry to call in.
Oh yeah, we need somebody because I want to know. I mean, that's interesting because they say and
Yeah,
there's scientific stuff that one can feel the other, one knows when the others, and that would be neat to talk to someone. And I have not heard anybody bring up that
yeah,
kind of stuff. I mean, that's the first person if you want evidence or even science,
yeah.
hook up some twins and have different places. Like just
Mhm.
do that kind of stuff. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of neat though. Oh, did you? There's a new Boogeyman. Have you seen the trailer for that movie?
I think so.
I don't even know who's in it, but I just heard it, caught it out of my ear the other day, and I remembered the old Boogeyman from what the 70s or the 80s. There was one, and he was just like a killer, right? The little boy saw him.
Yeah.
Spoilers for anybody, but the little boy saw what his mother killed or his parents.
See, I remember seeing the Boogeyman when I was a little kid.
Was that what it was? That one there, or was that one
No,
different?
I just remember I actually saw the Boogeyman. I think when I was little.
Oh,
Nobody else.
oh, you mean like a shadow person thing?
I remember I was. I don't know how old I was. I mean, I think I could barely talk, but my dad was in the hospital,
Oh,
and it was
jeez.
just me and I'm sure my sister Ellen and my mom.
Yeah,
And I think my sister Nancy was there too. But I don't. She kind of like she already went to college and stuff. And
yeah,
by the time I was 4 or 5, graduated college and got married. But I think for some reason she was there. And
yeah,
maybe my brother-in-law Chuck. I think now I think they were there because because my dad was in the hospital. They brought us home or whatever because my mom never drove.
yeah.
I remember being on this little like rocking horse in my house and like this monster looked in the window, man. At least I thought.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I mean,
It just
and they called the police and everything, man.
it had what color? It had different color eyes, like glowing eyes or something.
I just remember it was just like a big, dark, and hairy.
Oh well, it might have been something else, like a cryptic. That's them monsters, they like Bigfoot and other things. There's
Yeah. Well, that back then, I really didn't know what any. I was thinking I was
yeah.
so young, I really didn't know it.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
It could be a bear. It could be anything. Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
what.
there had been tracks though. If it
Yeah.
was a bear, I heard the police came.
Well, I mean,
I don't.
that's what people are going to say though. They're going to try to explain it away as all this other stuff first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That you saw a bear or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, or a deer. You don't know. You know, they're going to say you don't know, but there's so many
Yeah.
yeah different things now that they can't explain all of it away.
Yeah.
They still haven't found any body. Well, that's what they base it on. There is no Bigfoot because they can't find any bones or any evidence at all. So that's what
Yeah.
they base that off of.
Just one thing I like. Honestly, I hope he's like real. I don't know why. I just want him to be real.
Yeah, some kind of missing, link or
Like
hat.
I want him to be like it was God. He decided to walk the earth and see us from down here, and
Yeah,
I don't know, something, man, something. I want him to be something cool, or
something different.
yeah, be like the. I don't know if you old enough to remember the $6 million man.
Yeah, yeah. I used to catch that on reruns.
He was an alien, or he was an alien robot, and Andre the Giant played him.
Okay. Speaking of Andre the Giant, that puts us right into wrestling. You know.
Wrestling.
Yeah, freaking Roman Reigns. I'm getting tired. He's about to be champion 1,000 days now when we record this.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really, I think he's like the out of the big time champions that
yeah.
have been around for a while. I think he's like the worst. He acted like no personality.
And he doesn't wrestle. He doesn't even fight. He doesn't wrestle
Yeah.
ever. I mean, I thought there used to be a thing.
Yeah.
He's a manufacturer. I thought there used to be a thing where they had to every certain amount of time to defend the title. But
Yeah.
now,
I think it is so. Women um, seem to think he's hot or whatever.
okay.
You know, bullshit.
His thing's about to be done though because
Yeah.
the two guys took over the title, tag team titles. They beat the Usos. So
Yeah.
Sami Zayn.
She ruined the Usos too. They were
Yeah,
like my favorite. You know.
yeah, they're okay. I like them for the characters, but we need other things and other people, and they just did the draft, so they mixed up stuff.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what happened to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt came back for just like a couple matches, and that was it a few months ago, and then he's gone again.
Yeah.
So
Uh, yeah.
I just like him because he's odd. He had that clown stuff, or he's a little
Yeah.
bit.
You like the word, yeah.
Yeah, I like.
The Funhouse.
Remember the Raven?
Raven, yeah.
Yeah, he was. I liked him. I like characters like that. And of course, Mankind Mick Foley,
Mm.
who did a trailer for the podcast. Go check out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to get that in there anytime. And but yeah, so you used to. Did you wrestle? And when did you start wrestling? In high
When I was
school,
in school.
middle school?
High school.
Okay.
Ninth grade.
And when
Yep.
did you stop?
After high school.
Okay, just did you just not want to? Did you get hurt or
No, there was nowhere to go.
nothing to do? Right? Because where you
Yeah.
and the odds of like, hey, I'm gonna be doing, and then boom. Yes.
Well, back in them days, that was the mid '80s.
Yeah. Well, that was right when it was in there.
Wrestlers were like, 6'5", huge, and
Oh, okay.
on steroids.
Well, how tall are you?
5'8".
Uh, well, there's Otis and a couple. What was it? What was the little? What was the guy that used to spear people all the time? And then the guy Prince Albert.
It's now it's different times.
Yeah.
It ain't just like if you remember back in the old days, they used to just go in and pound people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Cause
like all them guys were horrible wrestlers.
yeah.
Like Hogan and them guys were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a
Now
leg drop.
you get these guys, they're 270 pounds, like Drew McIntyre or PCO.
Yeah.
They were doing flips and stuff off the back rope.
Oh yeah. I used to love some of that. Yeah. I used to like the arrow guy, the acrobats like Mysterio, and then go back Rob Van Dam, or RVD, right? Or Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam, I liked him.
Well, who was the earlier guys that used to do that? Didn't Was it Jimmy Snuka, Superfly?
Yeah, but even still, he wasn't that. He would just
Okay.
beat you up, and then he would do that as like his ending move.
Off the rope, yeah. People didn't use the ropes.
But around 84, around the first WrestleMania, I
Yeah.
seen him and Andre the Giant tagged up against. I think it was Paul Orndorff, Randy
Oh.
Crickwood Stevens. But I seen Snuka come off of Andre's shoulders.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
So they,
Civic Arena.
yeah. Oh, you went and saw that live? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The energy of that.
Do a lot of those, man. Because because it was only like $7, and it was like only like $8 for like the cheap sheet
Yeah.
seats.
Wow.
Oh yeah, man. I got to see like all them old guys, Kamala. I got to see Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
Uh,
Hogan. Kamala. I know all them names. What was that
yeah.
one big guy's name? The one that weighed 600 pounds. The one they couldn't slam. Nobody could slam. Not Andre.
One stud.
No, Okazuna?
Oh, Rikishi.
No, Okazuna.
Oh, Ukazuna. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought about him. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was it that slammed him? The dude that had the thing in his arm?
Lex Luger.
Yeah, he got the steel thing in his arm supposedly from an accident. So they used that whole gimmick. He was knocking people out with his arm, right?
Nah, I think that was you're thinking of Cowboy Bob Orton.
Or Rick Flair. No, it was the blonde hair. Was it Rick? Uh, I don't know.
Lex Luger had brown hair. You guys
Mr.
remember him?
Perfect. I think it was Mr. Perfect, maybe.
What did what?
Yeah, it was an accident, and they put a steel plate in his arm, and they were using that as a gimmick. He was hitting people with his arm, and
Yeah, I remember Cowboy Bob Orton. He was like the guy he was Roddy Piper's bodyguard in the
oh,
Piper's
okay.
pit.
Yeah, Randy Orton's dad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he always had that cast on.
Yeah. Well, that's a weapon too. Anything. I liked Roddy Piper. Remember
Yeah,
the dog collar? They did a dog collar match, right? Roddy Piper was a tag team match.
yeah, yeah.
I forget
I
who
remember
was in it.
the thing that changed everything and made like the WWE is when he hit Jimmy Snuka in the head with the coconut.
Oh wow, what happened to what happened to it? Nothing. It just
Oh no, that kind of like that set up WrestleMania.
oh
Yeah, I
coconut.
never. I can't exactly remember,
That's
but
silly. A
that was
coconut.
cool because if people from in the Pittsburgh area, the Civic Arena, they didn't have that was back when it was just pay per view, and you'd have to go like the Civic Arena
Yeah.
to watch. I guess that was called closed circuit television back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And it didn't work at the it
CC.
didn't go in at the Civic Arena.
Yeah.
So they didn't want Pittsburgh was always like the for years every time they come to Pittsburgh they sell out. And
Yeah.
I think even back in the day
Yeah.
before they were as big as they were and there was like the other territories. So
Wow.
they put it on I think it was Channel 4
Oh.
every Easter Saturday, I think, and I got to see it because like I remember it was like 30, like you could go see a live match for like $8,
Yeah.
but it was like $30 for that WrestleMania.
Oh
But I got
my.
to see it. It was a week later.
Yeah. Well,
But that was
still.
that kind of like certified Piper is the big villain when he gets
Yeah.
smoked up the head.
He was
Because
on.
the main event was. It was Mr. T and Hulk Hogan with Jimmy Snuka in their corner
Oh.
against Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper
Jesus.
with Cowboy Bob Orton in their
Wow.
corner.
Wow. That's all the guys right there and all that. See,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. You don't got matches like this. They talk the whole time. You get a match with 5 minutes at the end of the 3 hours of Raw. And
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. It's terrible.
You know what? I don't like the WWE all that much.
Nope. That's
All
why.
I get is the streaming now, so I can watch it SmackDown on Fridays.
Yeah.
But it ain't even good.
Nah.
Characters are horrible.
Can,
I don't know. Like, there's nobody you want to care about anymore.
nah.
You know.
Yeah, it's like a movie. You
What
know.
I really liked was they had the Ring of Honor, and it was just syndicated. All the matches were taped like the old school stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I throw them guys on there because you get like 3 matches, and then the
Yeah.
main event was at least 20 minutes long. Sometimes it was a half an hour. I did.
That's how. Okay. The Ring of Honor. Some of them guys are on Jericho on All Elite Wrestling now.
Yeah.
You can't get that how on your thing. All Elite Wrestling.
Nah.
TNT. It's on TNT and TBS.
Yeah, I don't get those. Yeah.
On YouTube
I
TV. YouTube.
would love to check out wrestling out because I like all them like the
Yeah.
Young Bucks and I like Jericho.
Yeah, they're
There's Hangman Page and them guys all came from Ring of Honor.
they're getting a third show now for wrestling fans. It's going to be called Collision. So they have Dynamite, Rampage, and then they're going to have a third day a week now. So
Don't they have a show for Ring of Honor too?
I'm not sure. They probably have like a pay per view, or I know they have a belt because
They bought out Ring of Honor.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they have their own show. I don't know what it is.
and then they
But
have.
when I watch, it's always a couple weeks old.
Oh,
But I
okay.
stream Impact Wrestling, and a lot of them guys.
Oh yeah,
And I
some of them guys are on there. Yeah, and then
yeah,
the international Japan wrestling, they bring some of those guys.
yeah,
Lots
yeah. I
of
know for
international flavors. You know.
yeah, All Japan Wrestling or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. So it's always neat. You don't know who. I think Sabu is that his name. Somebody's coming right. He's about to have to
hmm?
face Jericho.
Sabu.
Yeah. They're bringing him. They didn't know who it was, but they said he's got to face someone, and all of a sudden, I think it was Sabu that came out. Couple,
Yeah, he's the old ECW guy. He used to jump off the.
he's crazy, right? He does like
Yeah,
extreme
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
He's like only like 130 pounds too. But he's like
Well,
off the, you know. And,
he's
yeah.
extreme, so he's Jericho might have a little bit of something to deal with. Somebody on there's gonna have to face him coming up. But so you did real wrestling though. You did like pinning and stuff. You didn't do like fake like where you
Amateur wrestling, yeah.
you didn't do where you got like where you tap the guy and you know what movie's doing like all that kind of
No, no, I was
okay
real wrestling.
yeah and you had to like you had to do pin the guy and get him out of the circle and all.
I did wrestle Kurt Angle once when I was in high school.
Yeah, you were telling me about that, but you didn't see what happened. You know, not that it matter who won or lost, but like how the heck do you just he's just a regular guy, Kurt Angle, and you had to wrestle him in high school,
Yeah, yeah.
and he didn't even. Of course, you didn't know. You wouldn't have known who it
It,
was.
it was like it
Yeah,
was a tournament after the season.
yeah,
Like it wasn't like a team thing. You went down there.
that's cool though.
And luckily,
It's a
I
memory.
wrestled 185 or heavyweight,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was a little bit lighter than me.
Yeah.
So they didn't have enough to fill out the heavy positions. So
Uh,
everybody 175 or 170 pounds higher
okay.
was considered heavyweight. And
Yeah.
but yeah, and he beat me like 4-2 or something. But he would probably killed me if I didn't have 20 pounds on him.
What? How? He's not. He wasn't very tall either, right? Like, or was he?
I can't even remember. He put it this way. He seemed really thin back then.
Yeah, and it couldn't have been much.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been
No, I seen him when he
tall.
wrestled. He wrestled for Clarion, and I went to Slippery Rock, and I got to talk to him a couple times, like when they
Yeah.
wrestled
And
afterwards.
you met CM Punk too. You said right. Speaking of all
What's
elite.
that?
Speaking of all elite wrestling, you said you met CM Punk,
No, I never met CM Punk.
or was it another wrestler? I thought you said you met another wrestler, or you wrestled.
I met a lot of wrestlers over the years.
I thought you. Yeah, you wrestled.
Mostly the old school guys.
Somebody you were telling me was a butthole.
What's that?
It was an a-hole. Somebody you told me was an a-hole that you met. I forget.
The one guy that I met was a real asshole. Was Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh wow, he don't. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I wasn't,
To Bubble Ray. I
But
like them. I used to like them. Triple 3D, right? Yeah. And
yeah,
then the little brothers.
did get to be through my wrestling or my moving buddies.
Yeah.
I was when ECW came to the Golden Dome at CCBC Community College of Beaver County.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to be like a bodyguard, or
Uh,
ring guard and stuff. And I met a lot of them guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to
Jeez.
Shane Douglas, who's from New Brighton.
I remember him.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
yeah.
was.
I kind of know him. Every once in a while I run into him. He'll like say hi, like he knows me, but he doesn't know where he knows me from. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I just remember him like hanging out at the same spots, like when we were in like high school and stuff. I think he's a couple years older than me, but yeah, last time he still looks really big.
Oh. What was I gonna say? Oh. The Boogeyman movie. Did you see the other two, or the other ones?
I haven't seen any of them, man.
Okay.
I might have, man. Over the years.